to the Small Church Podcast. I'm Boyd.
I'm Alex.
I'm John.
And we're back with episode 17 of the Small Church Podcast. We're going to be talking about He Fights for Us. So it's been a couple weeks, so we might feel a little rusty, but we're going to knock the dust off. We're going to try to do our best. I think it's been almost a month since we actually recorded. So we've had some major life events go on and a lot of stuff go on at our church, but getting back at it. So trying to stay with it. And we really appreciate your feedback. So if you do have any feedback or anything about our episodes or a direction we might should take, or, you know, if you think we should talk more about certain topics, just let us know. Feel free to comment on the videos or email us at the smallchurchpodcast@gmail.com. But just feel free to reach out to us and let us know that. But before we get too far, we're going to do a little recap. So we're talking in May. In April of 2024, that was the month that me and Jordan had lost our second baby. So we had Sadie, and then we lost two children after that. And then we had the control burn at the church, which was almost a disaster. We had John starting a church rumor about our pastor. So if you listen to that, that was a pretty good one. And just moving along with the building, we're starting to feel like we're getting to the end. You know, we're starting to get to some big stuff, and we got some more big stuff coming. So before we dive into talking about the church in May of 24, we're going to catch up with John and Alex. Alex, tell us a little bit about your week.
So I guess it's been a couple of weeks, and the thing for us past couple of weeks has been Baylor getting sick. We haven't really dealt with that, even though he's been through so much. It was never really sickness that was getting him. It was just the sheer situation of being born when he was. But he's been sick for the last couple of weeks. He had a fever, came home from Wednesday night church, had a fever of 102 point something, almost 103. So that was pretty scary. We had to get that down. And then this past week, he actually got diagnosed with an ear infection this past Sunday. So he's had to miss multiple. The only time he's been to church in the past 3 weeks was his actual dedication.
Yeah.
And which is when I preached. So he had a double ear infection is what they diagnosed him with. And then he was trying to get over it, but he wasn't taking his antibiotics very well. So the congestion he was getting so bad that he wasn't eating. He lost like 6 ounces of body weight in the past 3 days, which is a lot when you only weigh 15 pounds to begin with.
Well, and if you're getting a lot of drainage too, you don't want to eat.
No, and so he would eat, and then he would cough up his phlegm and vomit with it. So had that going on. So he couldn't keep food down, couldn't keep his antibiotics down. We were getting nervous.
Yeah.
Because we were burning through vacation days this week to stay home with him. So finally we got him at the pediatrician this past Wednesday night. And they said, yeah, he needs to be on a breathing treatment. We need this to go away within 24 hours or he's going to need to be hospitalized so he can get this done because he's losing weight.
Yeah.
It's not good for him. So he's been on the nebulizer, which has been tough. It's every 4 hours on the dot. So he's a kid he sleeps for the night. So we're out of the phase of being up all night with him.
Yeah.
Now we're back into it.
It's tough. Tough going back to it, you know.
Yeah, that's tiring. And then today we found out that his surgeries for the month of September got canceled because in order to be under anesthesia, your chest has to be clear so they can put you under so they know that you can breathe.
Is that for any ages, or is that for kids only, or how does that work?
It's for the 4-week thing is for him because he does have BPD.
Yeah.
So they do extend the time where he needs to be healthy just because he is at such a risk.
Gotcha. And
I spoke to them on the phone. They said, well, just so you know, he's got to be 4 weeks clear of these symptoms. Today is the beginning of day 1. So really, his first opportunity to have the surgery he's got to have is October 2nd now. And they had moved it up from September 25th.
Yeah.
So it's moved up 2 weeks because the situation was getting kind of urgent. If it gets too bad, they worry that he's going to go blind. Damn. And we don't want to have that go on. So we're on pins and needles for the next 4 weeks trying to figure out how do we approach this.
Yeah.
We're almost going to have to go into putting him in a bubble mode.
Yeah.
Because the surgery's got to happen. If it gets delayed again, there's a strong possibility he loses his eyesight. And we don't want that to happen. So as much as it hurts to do, he's probably got to just be pulled out of everything for the next 4 weeks. And we just got to figure it out. Yeah. So we're working through that right now. That's all kinds of all kinds of chaos. But that's our 2 weeks has been very Baylor-centric.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but
been
we're
a tough
still
couple
here.
Weeks. But I think the title goes well for it. You know, like you said earlier, there's nothing we can do but know that, you know, God's got to make the surgery happen. And, you know, he fights those battles for us, and that's that stuff we know that he's doing for us, and we know it's in his hands, and it's
Yeah.
in nobody else's hands but his hands.
Right.
And it's going to happen when he knows it's supposed to happen. So definitely be praying for him. John, tell me about your week. I know it's been 3 or 4 weeks. But
Yeah, we went to a Braves game a few weeks ago. So that was fun. The Braves lost, and so that's
Story of the year.
yeah, pretty much. But so that was fun. A couple or 3 different couples went, and we had a good time. It was just one of those weekend trips. One night, get up the next day. We hung out at the Battery and went to a couple shops and stuff, and then drove on home. But sometimes those little short trips are just what you need to kind of reboot and get back at it. But we had a little work day at the church. Laid some sod, did some rock. So that was fun. It was nice and hot, but we got that done, and it looks really good. We were having trouble with the boys on Wednesday nights going out there and playing, and if it's a little bit wet, it's a little bit muddy, and they track it in the new building, and that's hard to look at because we put all this time into it, and they're just kids. They're just playing. They don't, they're not thinking about that. But that's, taking a lot of that away, having sod out there instead of them walking around in mud. So that's been good for everybody. And then our marriage class on Wednesday nights is about to come to a close. We got 1 more week, and then our retreat is coming up too to kind of close that off. It's been good. We've had a really, really good attendance rate for people coming to be a part of that, and lots of questions, lots of interaction, people opening up and talking about how they struggle and the things that they're going through in their own marriages and our marriages, whatever it is. So that's been really good. It's been something that me and Julie have definitely enjoyed. But that's been our last couple weeks.
I got you. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's been a busy month. It's been a busy 3 or 4 weeks since we've talked. I've got wrote down preach, teach, pallbearer. So that's a lot to put on the first 3 lines. But yeah, so we lost my wife's grandfather, a great man who had just an outstanding funeral. And they talk about it a lot. It's something when you don't even have to preach a funeral, when you really lived a life honoring to God and people just know who you were. And that's who he was. And so we had that, and that was our pastor's dad. So we tried to line up several Sundays where I preached, Alex preached, John's going to preach, and several other men preached. But, when that happened, it was a couple hours away. But, I think in a small church, going and attending to something like that means more than anything to anybody. We had several of our elders show out and make the trip on a Monday night to come and see and check on the family and be with us and to be with Pastor and stuff like that. And I know it meant a lot. And these 2 guys showed up, and it's just a big deal. So if there's any opportunity and you are in a small church, I would really implore you to try to do that. It just shows people you care being there. So yeah, I taught on a Wednesday night, preached on a Sunday. Alex taught on a Wednesday night, preached on a Sunday. John will teach on a Wednesday night, this coming up Wednesday, and then he'll preach on the following Sunday. So it's just, we got a lot going on right now. And then my grandfather, he fell and broke his hip. He was in the hospital, so I was going to the hospital every day, checking on him. And when you go through that, you get on a lot of medicine. It's really got him out of it. But he's doing better now. He's back at home, and he's doing some physical therapy and stuff like that. We had our fantasy football draft, so that was exciting. We had a great time with that. Really fun time. All 11 of us showed up that could. One guy lives out of town, but Labor Day, we had a good time just spending time with our family. Me and John made the mistake of meeting up at Cracker Barrel. Won't do that again. We were there for a couple hours, and it was, I don't know how you go to eat with a group and they bring one party's food out and not the other.
Y'all keep getting burned by this. Every time we mention going to Cracker Barrel, John's like, well, I hope you got a couple hours to kill.
No. Well, the thought is like...
I usually say, I hope you got all day.
Yeah. The thought is, it's like, what breakfast place can you go to and sit together? Like Waffle House, we can't sit together. Huddle House, you can't sit together, especially not with all the the gremlins we got.
Big Bad Breakfast.
Big Bad Breakfast is good, but they don't really have a ton of big tables either, and they stay packed. And with it being Labor Day too, you didn't know if they were open. We were trying for something chill. Did not chill. Nothing chill about it. Not chic though. They brought that back. Had my MIP orientation, going to school again for that, and that was kind of a handful in itself. But it's been a busy 3 weeks, and we went to David Buster's. You forgot about David Buster's.
We did.
We went to a youth's birthday. one of his first birthdays at Dave and Buster's. He had had many as a kid growing up, so we thought it was important that we try to attend that and be there. Again, if you're in a small church, just being there for people. People really appreciate that. I know it means a lot to me whenever one of these guys comes to my daughter's dance recital, or like one of their kids' ball games. It means a lot. So if I could implore you to do anything in this opening segment, it would be to show people you really care. So we're going to jump into our next segment, but right before that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We're going to dive into May of 2024, talk a little bit about some stuff that we all went through in that time. Alex, start us off hot. Tell us about your month of May.
May was a pretty good month for us. I got to wrap up my first year at school, and I didn't realize how much relief there is for a teacher in May. Man, like I enjoy. I mean, we all enjoyed it growing up. Like, oh, it's May, it's about to be on, summer's here.
Yeah.
When you work for a school, it's that times 10.
Oh yeah.
Because you're staring down the barrel of 2 months off.
Oh yeah.
With pay. So,
and as an adult, that's huge.
that feels like a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
So I was excited about that. It was weird though. You get to the end and you can see the photo when the hallway's put up like that. It's just, I don't like it. I take a photo of it and I'm like, this is pretty melancholy. I don't like this.
Yeah.
But I go back and I look back at it and I'm like, it's just weird to see a school hallway that way, and it stays like that for 2 solid months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. We kind of approached that month as let's get the school year wrapped up and then start thinking about what we're going to do during the summer, because we were still looking for a house.
Yeah.
Did not have one. Still trying to get pregnant. Not
How many
pregnant
months
yet.
has it been since y'all been looking for a house at this point? We're in May of 24.
13 months.
13. A year and a month looking for a house. That's insane.
With a pretty good budget.
Yeah.
And plenty of money to put down. We had a lot of money to put towards upgrades, so it wasn't like we were looking for something very specific.
Yeah.
But the houses we got shown, our real estate agent was really good about just telling us, hey, I wouldn't go near this.
Yeah.
Because of this issue. It showed me how many homes have issues out there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, if you didn't build the house, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, boy, you built your house. You know where there may be potential problems, and you trust your foundation. You trust the roof of it. You trust everything in this house. If you didn't build it, would you trust it enough to pay what it's worth right now?
Yeah. You wouldn't know where to start. And that's a big thing I was thinking of talking to my buddy the other day. I was like, you might ought to just fix it and sell it, but at the same time, you could be moving into an even bigger problem. You know what I mean?
You never really know. And if you're in a house that's good, if you get out of it and you get into a bad one, like, John, what if your situation was flipped? What if now you were in your old house and you had sold your new house?
Yeah.
I mean, so today I log into Zillow. I log into Zillow once a week. I don't know why. Our house that we sold in Mississippi sold again this week. They made another profit.
Yeah.
They made an extra $17,000 off the sale. So that house is sold for $100K over what we bought it for.
That's crazy.
And they ripped every piece of character out of that house.
Yeah.
The 1940s solid pine door that I refinished, they ripped it out of the front door and put in a aluminum black door.
Hurts you, don't it?
Yeah, it hurt my soul. They ripped out a brand new...
It's theirs, but it hurts you.
They ripped out a brand new skylight that we put in the kitchen. So they just patched the roof.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. They painted the cabinets that we had painted. They took down the kitchen light fixture my mom got custom made for that house. They painted every room the same color.
Yeah.
So my man cave doesn't even look like a man cave anymore. They ripped the flooring out of the man cave and put in something basic and gray.
Yeah.
They ruined the house. Absolutely ruined it. I showed Ashley that this morning. I said, look at this. Look what they did to our house. People are crazy, dude.
Your house.
And in the listing, it says, a charming 3-bedroom house with a handcrafted 1930s mantle. I'm like, handcrafted by me.
The Alex Powell, the Small Church Podcast, crafted that mantle.
I took a floor joist out of a home in the 1930s and cut it to fit a mantle and then built the rest of the mantle up.
Yeah.
And it's a custom-made mantle from the 30s. I'm like, that...
They sold that thing.
I was like, it's not bolted to the wall. I thought about going down there and getting that joker out.
In a viewing.
Because it's going to get painted by somebody stupid.
Yeah.
unbelievable, dude. Like, I don't understand what people do to these houses. Don't rip the... Like, boy, imagine if somebody buys your house next and they paint the brick inside your house.
Yeah.
Or covered it up with shiplap.
Yeah.
Would that not bother you?
I don't know. I'm different about those things. My wife feels those things.
I don't know, man. I can't do it. So, yeah, that's it. That's our May. That was our May. It was a fun month. Nothing went wrong. Nothing went well.
Yeah.
Just hanging in there, trusting God's going to give me some yeses soon.
That's right. Well, John, tell us a little bit about your May of 2024.
Yeah, so Wells turned 1, so we had her birthday party. Had a lot of people show up to it. That's part of, in the later segment when we talk about our verses. That's what's kind of coming from that. I have a picture of Julie mowing the front yard, push mowing the front yard. So that was fun.
How many times did that happen after that time?
Once.
She did it a few times. She enjoyed it. It was just the front yard, so it didn't take but about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes for her probably.
Yeah.
They always enjoy the front yard. They do not enjoy the backyard.
The backyard's way bigger.
Yeah.
And I didn't, me, I'm too busy. I don't cut grass as often as I should, so it gets a little high.
It gets a little thick is the problem.
Yeah,
the
it
height
does.
ain't the problem.
Yeah,
it's the thickness.
you're right. I have a picture of some bacon-wrapped potato barbecue balls.
I don't know nothing about that.
You
I
had
would
one.
remember that if I had it, but
You
I
had one.
I don't know about that.
It was a half or like a quarter of a potato, and I hold out some of it where I could put some barbecue meat in it with barbecue sauce, and then wrapped it in bacon and smoked them. They were quite delicious. I think you had one, and I think you liked it.
I remember this.
Was it at the Crawfish Bowl?
I can't remember if it was there or
I had one of those at your house.
I don't think I was there.
I think you were there.
You were there.
I remember those because as soon as you said, I was like, I remember those little jackets.
I haven't eaten dinner, so
They're pretty. They were good.
I wish
I'm
I had
always
one.
trying to just try new stuff like that. I enjoy cooking
You love
for people.
stuffing
and,
things.
church
when you
chef,
cook.
really.
Yeah,
You
I
love
like trying
stuff.
new stuff. I like seeing people. If I try something and somebody likes it, if they want me to make it in the future, I'm always happy to do that. I just like seeing people get to eat. But
Yeah.
I have another picture of in May. One of the guys that does some of my maintenance for my machine, he has a daughter. I guess she's real outdoorsy or whatever. But I'm talking to him in his driveway, and she walks up to me with a snake. Okay, what's that about? First of all, but then she talks me into holding it. So I got a picture of me holding the snake. Brio put that in right here.
you are Pentecostal, so I mean.
Yeah, here we go. No,
You know the
we don't.
phrase Rex says, the first day we handle snakes in the church will be my last.
That's right. Amen. Then we had Avery and Sadie's recitals.
Yeah.
So that was fun getting to do that. It's definitely not something that's really my vibe, but going to see those young babies go up there and have fun and the smiles on their face, that's a good time. So, yeah, that was my May of 24.
Yeah. Not his vibe, but his daughter was dancing 2 nights ago. But
No, last night.
last night was Wednesday.
2 nights.
Tuesday, yeah.
Last night doesn't exist in my head for some reason.
Sadie started back tonight, so I'm super excited about it for her. I wish I could have went to it, but these bums wanted to record. So I
No,
guess
you.
okay,
You.
okay. I said I would skip.
You
I
brought
can
it
get
up
this done
first.
early. We got NFL on tonight, and we got some fantasy football players playing. Anyways, Boyd's month of May. I have a picture of us. I have dinner with Small Church Podcast before it was Small Church Podcast.
Yeah.
So we went to the local wing place. It was just us 3 and Riley, I think.
Yeah.
It was just the guys. So I got a picture in the podcast. You'll see it. We
I
went
don't, was it
Yeah.
last minute or why was it just us? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I think it was. You and I were going, and then we invited Boyd.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
don't
what
know.
it was.
I have no clue, but I got a picture of the Small Church Podcast before it was a thing. We had a crawfish bowl, and I know what you're thinking. Do these guys have a cookout every 2 weeks? I mean, it seems like it. But we
wish.
like to hang out. I think fellowship is big, and that's why we're able to have a strong connection with each other. And I'm going through my pictures, and I hit a span of about 40 pictures, and they were all of stuff on my phone, and it was an app. Do you know what it was? It was a game.
Was it the? It
For
was
a
the
couple
board game. It was the
months, I
board
played
game you were
Monopoly
obsessed
Go.
with.
And I was all
No.
about it. I was trading cards and stuff like that.
You're
So
not-
if you like Monopoly Go, hit us up in the chat.
You're not back on that.
No,
are you?
I'm not. I come across. I was like, why do I have so many pictures of Boardwalk? Oh man,
You and Haley.
Monopoly Go. We were good at it too. James was too. It was a whole family thing they did together. I got Sadie's first haircut, so I got a picture of that. And her dance recital, that was good. John kind of stole that from me. It was really enjoyed. I think it's a great time to see your kid do something. Do something they love and really enjoy. It wasn't but like a 45-second dance, but it's like she really enjoyed doing it. She worked all year for it, for a 45-second dance. But, to me, more than anything, it's the fact she'll get up on a stage and she isn't afraid to.
Definitely.
Even if it's dancing or whatever it is, it's important to me that she has the courage to get up there and really the belief in herself, and it's something you try to instill as parents. We had our anniversary that month. May 13th was our anniversary, so that we would have been married 7 years that year. So we didn't do much. It was kind of low key. Obviously, we were still dealing some battles and upset about losing the baby and stuff. So we weren't trying to go and make a big deal of anything. Just hanging out with friends and family. Our men's group that month, we did it at the Cracker Barrel. We did a breakfast at the Cracker Barrel. I think we were there for 3 or 4 hours.
We were.
Brutal.
But I will say this. This is a good idea. I thought of this myself. A good idea. So what we did for Mother's Day, we went to Cracker Barrel at 8. We had a little devotional. I can't remember if you shared. I can't remember who shared. Anyway, somebody shared, and then we went to a antique mall. We went to an antique mall, and I said, look, pick out something for your wives for Mother's Day or your mom, and then we're going to bring them to church the next day and discuss it. And that was funny. We only did that 1 year, but that's something really good to do with just a bunch of men, because I had no clue what to buy my wife, and I bought something I thought she would like, and it's still at the church today. It never left the church.
It became a church donation.
Yeah, that's all it was. So it was a great time, though. We really enjoyed it. But as far as the church goes, we did several things in the church that month. We're still working Mondays, Tuesdays, some Thursdays, as much as we can. We got the AC donated that month, so that was a big thing. We were so kind of nervous about the AC, because AC is one of your biggest expenses when dealing with building a new building. And our pastor worked for a trade company, and they actually donated the AC, and it was huge. I mean, it was like a $15,000-$20,000 donation that they just made to us, and it kind of ties into our title too. I mean, we were stressed about some stuff. We were still doing fundraisers at the time, but we'll get into that. But it was like, this is going to eat a lot of our money, and then we found out it was donated. It was like God's been fighting that battle the whole time. Why are we even thinking about it? Because it's in God's hands. We got our gutters put up. They look good. They did a good job on that. I wish they'd been up a little bit sooner. They might have caught me falling off that roof. Probably not. I probably just ripped them off.
Would have made it worse.
Yeah. Probably would have. Maybe flipped. We moved the playground. I have a little video of that. So we had to move the playground because that's where our parking lot was going for our building and everything like that. We tied some 2x4s to it. We picked it up and kind of carried it to the back of the building. Got it all adjusted. That was something you don't really think about when you're building a new building. Like, we're having to grow, so we need more room for our parking lot. And it's like we had to move the playground to a different spot. And obviously the playground isn't your biggest thing, but it can only go in so many areas because you got to have it safe for the kids. So it's something to think about whenever you're dealing with some stuff like that. And we had several fundraisers. John, you want to tell us about the fundraisers?
Yeah, so we did a yard sale fundraiser where a lot of the people of the church would bring, miscellaneous items from their homes that they would normally put in the yard sale for themselves. You would bring it to the church and let us sell it for you. And the church would keep all the profit, obviously, and then we would just put that towards the new building. And then we also did another fundraiser that month, or started another fundraiser that month, where we had this big board, and James's wife, Haley, I think it was, drew everything on there for us. She basically outlined like a blueprint of the building, and every room that we had a dollar amount. It's like the bathroom, it was going to cost us this much to finish that room. Yeah. And then all the room, the
toilet,
room,
sink, everything.
Everything
we had already
that's
bought paint and
basically
stuff.
all your trim out stuff.
Yeah.
This is the point we're at. We need to be getting sinks and toilets and paint and
But it helped people with like in kids and nursery where they had kids in nursery, they wanted to donate to that room because it felt like they were led to it.
You felt like you get a say in what you're buying and what you're giving towards, for sure. So basically, a lot of our families would just, and it could be $500 for this room, or you might have a few different families go in together toward that $500, and we knocked that out pretty quick. So that was another successful fundraiser that really helped us get closer and closer to finishing the building.
Yeah,
they were both good. And the fundraiser for the yard sale was actually pretty cool because it was almost, almost felt like an outreach event too.
Yeah.
You know, you had all kind of people coming in. It's almost like you have a little like a fall festival kind of where you got new people that are just coming in to see what you got. You know.
Yeah.
So those are both good fundraisers.
Yeah, I don't call it a yard sale. I kind of call it a junk sale. I mean, because there was a lot of junk there.
I bought a pair of shorts that I still wear to this day. They're fantastic.
I bought a hoodie that was 2 sizes too big.
Is it the one you got on?
No.
It's every hoodie.
It was a high school fishing team hoodie. I don't know why I bought that.
There was a bunch of junk there, but at the end we ended up donating a lot to it, to Hannah Home and other stuff like that. So that helped too. We try to, any of our fundraisers or any of our things, if we have leftovers, if we try to cook extra food, we try to donate it to different places and stuff like that. Another thing we did that month with the building, and Alex can kind of touch on this because he was our head guy for that. He wasn't our head guy. He was just good at it. I got painting. Alex was a big painter. Tell us about it, Alex.
That was a lot. Jeez. I've painted my house plenty of times, but I've done it by roll and by brush. But we had actual industrial sprayers, and I don't know why, but I underestimated the blowback. I underestimated the blowback every time, because in May I was able to start helping out more at the church again, like I was at the beginning. So I could be there every time we had a work day after work. Boom, I was there. So we started painting, and every time I left painting, I was I looked like someone had just dipped me in a bucket of primer or gray paint.
Yeah.
And Ashley got on to me. She said, if you don't start putting your shoes in the trunk and driving home that way, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So
I have a picture of my beard. It was pretty long at the time, and it's like it looks like it's full of gray because of the.
I've got a photo of my arms and legs from June. So the next episode, you'll see what it's like.
Yeah, it was a lot of paint.
You're in there, and we had to prime the entire building, and it's just white ceiling and walls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just, dude, you're going to town.
A lot of overspray too.
And you're wearing a mask sometimes.
No,
don't tell OSHA again, but. Sometimes you didn't wear a mask. You just got in there. You put your hat on frontwards, and you just went to town. No AC, so
it's hot there.
It's May. You're spraying paint, dude. You want to talk about? That was a workout. I think I lost weight all summer just working on this
I know
building.
I did. So. And with that being said, talking about painting, that brings me to another thing that I forgot to put in here. We finished sheetrock that month, at the start of that month. And we had people come in and mud. And mudding was expensive because we didn't do a great job sheetrocking. But we had somebody donate half of our sheetrock mudding cost. So that worked out really nice. We didn't have to pay but half of that. Like what a blessing that God was in that and already working out other stuff like that. Like I almost forgot about that.
And they did a pretty good job. We were worried that the mudding was not going to be sufficient because of how much it needed. But they did a really good job.
Oh, yeah,
for what they had to work with, they did a great job.
Their canvas was not great.
I would wonder what they were saying as they were doing it.
You don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But they got it done. And with that, also, we were scraping floors. That was another thing that I forgot about. Y'all remember scraping them floors?
Yeah.
Because there's mud and sheetrock and paint all over the floors, which we done that after we painted. But all the scraping and putting paper down.
I swear we like, what do you call it? Brooming? That's not what it's called. Sweeping. Sorry about that.
Brooming?
Hold on, I gotta go broom for a little while.
There's a Did you hear John say brooming?
Oh gosh, I knew that wasn't right, but I couldn't.
verb.
Anywho,
Why isn't it called brooming?
it felt like you swept. I almost said it again. It felt like you swept the same room over and over. You'd sweep a room, go to the next one, and by the time you finish all the rooms, you go back to the first one and start over.
And it's the whole process. I mean, you're cleaning those rooms the whole
Half
process.
the time spent in the building was cleaning up.
And picking up, nails and stuff like that.
Nails and John's Mountain Dew bottles.
Everywhere. No. I bet there's 100 Gatorade bottles just in the walls. I mean,
Probably.
Sheetrocked over. I know there's tools in there sheetrocked over.
That awful blue flavor we had. Do y'all remember that one that Rex brought?
Oh my gosh.
He brought like 6 of them, and they were a
Pastor's
nasty
always
blue.
looking for his tools. Half of them are probably in those walls.
Probably.
We probably sheetrocked over and didn't even know nothing. You look over, you put a piece of sheetrock up, and then your drill falls back in there.
Just put a screw in it.
No,
We'll buy another one. It'll mud.
Oh, it was a busy couple months. We were working hard at it in May. So, and you start to feel the end. You're painting the rooms, and you're like, we're getting there. Oh, it was a good month. So we're going to dive into our Did You update of the week. All right, we're back with our Digit update of the week. Alex, start us off hot. Give us something good.
I've got two.
Nothing with your bowels. Come on now.
I've got two.
Number 2. You been brooming?
We just walked right into that one. So I've got 2 of them. And John, I'll let you pick because one of them involves your children. Do you want your children first or do you want my other one first?
You're getting
Doesn't
both
matter
of
to
them.
me.
No matter.
Let's go John's children first.
All right, John's children first. Okay. So for all of you that don't know, there was a time, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, where there was an infamous kickball game at Restoration Church. And John ripped a rocket off his foot, and it smacked a kid right in the face. It's called the kick. I've got a still frame because there's video.
Yeah.
Why is there a video of John kicking a ball straight off a kid's face in a kickball game? Why did anybody think to film this? I don't know, but it's there. And we fast forward several years down the road to 2 weeks ago. We're at church. It's a Wednesday night. And 2 of the boys are playing kickball on our new concrete pad, and they are kicking it as hard as they possibly can. And it's not a rubber kickball. It's one of those, you see the balls that are in the big, stretchy columns of stores. Yeah. And he's boom, boom. Okay. So they're kicking them back and forth so hard. Like, they are just smoking them. And nobody's walking in between them because everybody sees, hey, if I get in between that, I'm getting one in the face. Enter Wells Clements. She is just walking from the fellowship hall to the new youth building, and she's just casually walking, not paying attention to anything. She's holding something in her hand. I can't remember what it was. And she's 2 feet from being in the line of fire when the kid gets it, bounces it, and then gets a running start on a kick and just crushes the ball. And it hits her in the side of the face so hard, and she goes, boom, and then just keeps walking. Dude, other than the fact that her whole body reverberated and her neck almost broke, you'd have never known it hit her.
Yeah.
She didn't cry. Nobody saw it. I sit there and go,
That's the same thing that happened with this girl. Like, she didn't do anything when it hit John. I think it might have, like, I don't know. It just concussed them. They didn't know what to do.
all you heard was the bong of the ball hit the ground and then thump off his foot and then another thump off her face.
Yeah.
So, in football, John, they say when a punt has gotten blocked when you hear 2 thumps. The thump of the ball hitting the foot and the thump of the ball hitting the blocker's hand.
Yeah.
That's all you heard was thump, thump off of her face. The kid said, holy crap, did you see that? And the other one said, nobody saw it. Keep going. Kick it back. And they just kept going. So Wells got completely smoked by a kickball.
She's tough.
I think it was there because of what John did to that kid.
No, John's done it to several kids.
It comes back around. That's the first Did-Yas. And I had to keep it together. I wanted to laugh so hard, but I'm like, I can't laugh at Wells.
I'd have rolled around laughing.
I can't do it.
Like you did the first time.
I collapsed the first time. It was hilarious.
So my second Did-Yas, and Ashley kind of hinted at this in the text messages. So I bought a 1999 Yukon.
Is it out there?
No.
I haven't even seen it yet.
It's not road ready yet.
Oh my god.
It needs new spark plugs, oil change, transmission fluid flush. Probably needs new, I don't know. We're working on it. So we drive up to Hoover to get it. And I got a steal on this vehicle. It was dirt cheap for what it was. It's a four-wheel drive V8 SUV built like a rock. We go get it. We go eat dinner right after getting it. And it's 1.5 miles from the restaurant to I-459.
Yeah.
The tag on it is 3 years expired. Like, this thing hasn't been driven on the road in 3 years.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we can get it home. It'll be okay. It's got a half tank of gas. Her and my father-in-law are with us in the other vehicle. We'd be okay. So we get in it. We pull out of the restaurant. We get 1/4 mile down the road. I can see Interstate 459 at the bottom of the hill. And all of a sudden, the back of my car just lights up blue. And I look in my rear view, and there's a cop right behind me flashing his lights. I'm thinking, crap, he just got me for the tag. I pull off, and right there is a hospital. I pull into a freestanding emergency room, and it's a hoopty-looking vehicle now. Because I pull in, I've got an expired tag, I got a cop behind me, he's flashing his lights on me. Within 30 seconds, another cop's coming in with him to give him backup. I'm in front of an emergency room, so this does not look good. I can't roll down my driver's side window because the window motor's broken. I have to roll down the passenger window and lean across. And he comes up to me. He's like, I pulled you over. And the first thing in my head is, Ashley's already on the interstate going home.
Yeah.
I don't have the bill of sale or the title because it's in her car.
Yeah.
So she's
Probably
calling.
because I stole this vehicle.
She's calling while he's doing this. I'm like, I can't pick up my phone in the middle of a conversation with a cop who just pulled me over. So I'm letting it ring. I'm like, hey, I just bought the vehicle. I promise I didn't steal it. He's like, okay, can you prove you didn't steal it? I need a bill of sale to prove you didn't steal this vehicle. And you have an expired tag. And you can't roll down your driver's side window, so I'm talking to you across your vehicle.
And you're not supposed to have another person's tag on your vehicle.
Yeah, and he's got backup getting out of his truck.
He's about to light you up.
I'm like this.
I wish he got tased. That would have been good for the
my
podcast.
brother-in-law is about to have to bail me out of something here bad.
If I was in the passenger seat, we're both getting tased. Because I'm telling him.
Hoover
stole the car.
called us. He got us.
Hoover police does not play around.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you off with a small little warning. So my wife's going to get it. She'll be back in like 10 minutes. She got on the interstate thinking we were headed back to Tuscaloosa. She'll be here in a minute. He's like, okay. He's like, do you have any firearms in the vehicle, sir? And I'm thinking in my head, actually, I don't know because this is a vehicle I just bought. So there could be a random gun under the seat. And I reach in between the seat and I feel something metal. And I'm like, oh no. And then I pull it out and it's
Don't reach.
Don't reach for anything.
Well, I'm like,
why are you reaching?
I felt it earlier.
Let me look for this gun.
I felt it. I said, no, there's no firearms. He's like, all right, I'm going to need your license. So I get out my license and I give it to him. And I'm reaching right here because I have to lean over to get my wallet. And I felt something metal. So when he walks away, I reach back down the middle. I pull it. It's a Wild Turkey Federation tag. So I'm like, okay, we're good. But actually, this doesn't confirm we're good. There could still be bullets in this car because the man was a wildlife addict.
Yeah.
So he goes back. He comes back. And his backup was about to go around to the other side of the vehicle. I said, my window right here doesn't work. He's like, oh, okay. And then he yells at him because I was about to get out of my wife then pulls up.
Yeah.
And she's looking, now there's two cops. She's thinking, okay, he actually did something this time. What did he do? So she gets there, pulls two spots over from me. I said, hey, that's my wife right there. She's got the bill of sale.
Go taser.
He's like, okay, my partner's going to go over there and get the bill of sale. Okay. So he goes to get it, and I reach for my door handle. I'm like, wait, I don't need to get out of the car because they will shoot me.
I don't know about shoot you, man.
My gosh.
You never know, dude.
Get back in the vehicle.
So I was about to get out of the car and go get it. And he has to walk around. He says, all right, I got the bill of sale. I'm gonna go run your stuff, check in the car. He comes back with all this. He's like, all right, look, you need to get a new tag. He's like,
I just bought it.
He's like, you're lucky because you have an out-of-state license. He's like, you need to get that fixed and you need to get a new tag. I said, well, we just haven't had time to go get a new license. It's been 2 years at this point. Not doing it till it expires. I don't care what he says.
Me, please.
He's like, next time we pull you over, we're going to give you a citation for the out-of-state license. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so did you see me get pulled over in the city of Hoover for driving with an expired tag, no bill of sale, no title, and no operable driver's window to talk to the cop in the first place?
Man, that's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Tell us a little bit about your Did-Yas update of the week, John.
Yeah, so David's wife, Bree, who is our editor, went with Julie to Memphis last weekend. Or last week. Was it the middle of the week?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. They so David came with Ralphie and Olivia and dropped off Bree at our house the night that they're leaving. So they come, Bree gets in the car with Julie, they head out. So me and David got the kids, we have supper or whatever, we just kind of chill for a little while. Well, it gets to be about bath time and David says, all right, let's, we're going to get ready to go. And he realizes he doesn't know if he has a key to the car.
Oh, no.
So he calls Bree and he says, did you leave your key fob? It's keyless push to start. She says, no, it's in my purse.
And he didn't have his.
No. It's been 3 hours. They're way up the road. They're almost out of the state.
Yeah.
Over halfway to Memphis.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so me and David are like, what do you want to do? So I, get the kids ready for bed real quick. And I tell them, just let me get them in the bed. You can take my car, go get your key, come back. I'll watch your kids while you go. And then we decide, have church the next day. That's right. It's on a Tuesday. We have church the next day.
Middle of the week.
Yep. And he's just going to take Julie's car home. He'll drive to church, or he'll take Julie's car home, get his key or whatever, and then he'll come back after church on Wednesday. Just so we don't have to do it. It's gotten kind of late at this point. Yeah. So his kid, Olivia's, just all kinds of ready to go to bed. Yeah. She needs to eat. It's kind of a lot. So fast forward to Wednesday night. David comes up to me at church and says, "Hey, you still okay with me coming?"
Don't fast forward too far, though.
What do you mean?
Because you're already missing a part. When he got home, he couldn't get in his house.
He was that.
Yeah, he was locked out of his house when he got home. He had to break in his house with a credit card. Him and Ralphie. Ralphie's holding the light, and they're breaking in his house.
He didn't even tell me that.
Yeah, he got home and had to break into his own house. I mean, it's probably 10, 11 o'clock at night, and he's breaking into his own house. Oh, my
gosh. That's wild. Yeah.
So that's multiple parts to the story.
Yeah. So Wednesday at church, he says, "Hey, are you still good with me coming tonight? Swap out the cars. We'll be quick." I said, "Yeah, I'll be there. We're going to be leaving here in about 15 minutes." So I get home. And he leaves before me. And I get home, he's not there. I said, "What's this about?" So I call him, said, "Hey, where you at? I figured you would have beat me here. You left before me." He said, "Yeah, Olivia was screaming as soon as we got in the car. So I went home, pet her. We're on the way. I'll be there in like 15 minutes. I said, "Okay, cool." Well, he gets there. I've got the kids laid down. I walk outside. And David, all his car doors are open. Olivia's sitting in the car seat, but Ralphie's just walking around outside. And I said, something's not right. Like he would have normally just got him in the car and headed on, just quick as he can. So I walk up to the car and said, "What's going on?" He says, "My key fob's battery's dead." Yeah, I mean, just uppercut. So then we got enough sense about us to take a battery out of one of Julie's remotes for her car. I just give him a battery to put in his own key fob remote. He gets it started. It's like on its last leg. Like sometimes, like when we go to unlock the door, you got to push it 30 times. Like I don't even know if it's gonna work. But luckily, God made a way, and he put a battery in there, and he got home. So.
Yeah, the Dollar General was closed at that point. I remember y'all were discussing.
Yeah, it was like 9:03.
He was about to spend the night again.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, "Look, you just whatever you want to do, I'm going to bed.
Deal with this.
Yeah, do whatever. I don't care if you hotwire this car.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if you come inside, but I'm going to bed.
Take the car back.
But no, it worked out. It was fine, but it was something kept happening.
Yeah,
it's like a never-ending cycle. But it was funny.
Pretty good.
And also, David's real patient. Like he's way better in that situation than I am. I would have been livid.
Oh, John would have been jumping on.
Oh, I would have been.
Riley, sit there.
Yeah, I mean,
Go find me a battery.
Just not as patient as David is. He's kind of that guy. He can take it. So, but
he was probably trying his best.
It is. Oh yeah, you could tell it was eating him up. But he's
probably writing a text. That's probably what he's doing in the car, letting Bree have it. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I don't know what their conversations were like, but with me, me and him were cordial.
Yeah.
He didn't yell at me. But.
Wasn't your fault, that's for sure. Oh my gosh.
But anyway.
Oh man, my Did-Yas. So my Did-Yas was pretty good. So me and Sadie were talking about dinner, and this is on a Saturday evening. And we're like, what we going to eat? And she's like, I really want to go to Baumhauer's. I was like, okay, we can do that this evening. We'll go. We'll not. We get in the pool, and we're hanging out. I look up, and it's 6:30, and George's like, what are we going to do for dinner? I'm like, Sadie done asked for wings. And George's like, well, I don't want to go. I don't feel like going. And she's like, well, we're still going to get wings, right? I'm like, I guess so. So we're going, and she don't want to just pick them up. She likes to sit down and eat. And we go to leave, and she's like, no, I want brother to come. And I'm like, oh no. And they're both she's in her field. She wants them to come, whatnot, whatever. So we throw them in the car, give Jordan a little alone time, while we go eat. While I'm walking in, we have to wait. We wait like 5-10 minutes. We sit at a table. And I got 2 kids, one in a car seat and one walking with me, 4 years old. And I'm like dad of the year, walking in there. And we go sit down at a table. And we're sitting down, we order, like, hey, we want this. We're not trying to be here long, food, drink, give them everything. And Sadie's like, I got to use the bathroom. And he starts crying. And I'm like, just hold on a second. Let me see what he needs. And I get him up, and I'm kind of playing with him and whatnot. And Sadie's like, okay, can we go to the bathroom? I'm like, okay. And I look in his car seat, and there is poop in the car seat. And I'm like, this is about to be bad. And, men's bathrooms, I went to men's, let's let that be known. It's a busy place on a Saturday evening on, game time and stuff like that. Games are going on and stuff like that. And I'm taking a 4-year-old girl and then my son into the bathroom. And I'm usually like, I'll just go to the women's bathroom. But there, it's like there's so many people, it's kind of hard to. So I go in the men's bathroom. First thing I notice, no changing table. Okay, I'll let her pee. I let her pee and I started to look down. It's all over me. I've got poop on my clothes. His is covered. I mean, this is like a whole changing situation. And I am not set up for this. I'm not built for this. And I'm trying to get her in there. She starts to pee and I ain't got the door locked. Door's flapping open. I'm hollering at her and some guy walks out. He's like, "You're doing a great job, Dad." Thanks. I'm just on the verge of just letting everybody have it. And we get her, use the bathroom and whatnot, and we walk out, and I'm like, I'm going to try to go in the women's. So I open the door. I'm like, "Hey, is anybody in here?" The sweet little lady's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, let me know when you're done. I got to change my kid. No changing table." She's like, "Come on in. No big deal." She had her son in there, and she pulled out the changing table, and I start to unpack this, and unpack this indeed. Probably the worst diaper I've ever changed in my life. Mm-hmm. While I've got a 4-year-old in a bathroom with him, changing his clothes. He's screaming his head off because he don't want to be on no plastic table and all that stuff on him. And I'm trying to change him, and I'm like, I don't know. I've got poop all over my clothes, all over my hands, and I'm holding a baby, and I've got a 4-year-old. How do you wash your hands with poop on your hands when you're holding a baby? You can't put a baby down. My 4-year-old can't hold a baby. So I put one hand under, kind of wash it off, swap to the other arm, kind of wash it off, and I go back, and I still got stains on my hand, on my clothes, and I put him in the car seat. I cleaned the car seat out first, then put him in the car seat. And she comes by, pats me on the shoulder. She's like, "You made it. You survived." And, doing
Love
a great job, something like that, yeah. If John was there, he'd do the other love triangle. But I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing a great job. And I'm talking baby wipes, cleaning myself. And I'm telling you, I had a pile of baby wipes like 30 big. And I stuck them in the chair. I didn't want them, because I'm gagging at this point. I don't do well with that stuff. And food's about to come out, and I got poop all over me. Like, what a time to be alive. It was brutal. And just safe to say, I had to push it all out of my memory, and we ate, and we went on home. My stomach was a little soft on the way home, but we made it. We survived. And there might have been a text or two to Jordan, too, but it wasn't. It was all chill. That's just part of it, getting out. It can be tough. It can definitely be tough.
So you had the poop story this week.
I did. It was,
and you were going to make it look like I had.
And it was like stained on my clothes. Like, when I'm walking out, and it's on my pants and my shirt. Like,
everybody's thinking, that guy crapped himself on the front. How do you do that?
No, they saw that I had the kids. They know. They know. And the bad thing about it is I eat wings and my daughter eat wings, so it's like full hands. It ain't like you're using fork. It just all in my mind.
You probably got a little baby poop in your wings. I probably
definitely did. So
that's why your stomach was
did
soft.
You see me at the Baumhauer's literally passing away as I was, in the bathrooms? So we're going to take a short break and we'll get back with our scripture. And we're back. We got a couple scriptures for you, just stuff we were battling with at the time. Our title was He Fights for Us. And I'll kind of lead it off because it kind of goes well with my verse. Obviously, my family's still dealing with the loss of our second child. Not really knowing what to do and not really knowing where to turn. And this verse stood out to me. I've been reading Old Testament, so it stood out to me. 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 15. And if you are reading with us, it's probably the CSB. And he said, "Listen carefully, all Judah, and you inhabitants of Jerusalem, and King Jehoshaphat. This is what the Lord says. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of the vast number, for the battle is not yours, but God's." So a lot of the Old Testament, what I've been reading, is Israel going through these battles. And a lot of times, before they went into a battle, they would ask God, "Are we supposed to do this?" Or the leader would ask God if they were living a godly lifestyle. They would ask God if we're supposed to do this or not. And God would tell them, yes, attack them. And they would succeed. And there was times that they didn't ask, and then they would just go into it, and they wouldn't succeed. But when I read this verse, it really stood out to me. It says, "The battle is not yours, but God's." And it just got me thinking, we had lost the child, we were going through, we had the controlled burn at the church where it felt like just stuff was, it felt like spiritual warfare left and right. And I feel like we talked about that a lot in several of our episodes, but we were going through a lot, but just knowing that it's not our battle to even fight. It's really not even our place to worry about it. Like you were talking about with Baylor, he's got to have a surgery. There's nothing you can do to make that surgery get here quicker. There's only a God in heaven who can work things out. And it's kind of just trusting in him and saying, look, God, we know this battle that we have ahead of us. We know the numbers are stacked against us, but we know that you are a conqueror and that you have a perfect plan and you make a way where there's no way. And when I read that, that stood out to me because we were dealing with those losses, and we're like, God, we feel like we've tried to tackle this twice. We feel like we've tried to follow your will. We got a lot going on, but we're trying to trust in you. And you got us pregnant. You allowed it to happen. Why did you also allow us to lose it? And it felt like we're fighting those battles. And a lot of times we were trying to fight those battles on our own rather than fight them with God. And knowing that there was nothing we could do to make that child healthy or to make that child come to this earth and make everything go good, but it's God's ultimate will, and how it was supposed to happen. And that was something that really stood out to me. Did y'all have anything y'all wanted to touch on that as well?
I will. So another thing too is like, it seems like when something goes good and you thank God, like, thank you God for preparing this way or making this happen or whatever it is, and then something bad happens and you're like, God, where are you at? Like, I need you to show up. Or maybe some people don't even acknowledge that God is going to be there for them, that you can be praying about it and asking him to give you guidance or whatever. And that's just like the Israelites.
Yeah.
Like they would get on a roll where they're living in God's will and doing what they were supposed to be doing, and they would revert back to their old ways.
Yeah.
It was just time and time again they'd go back. And I'm not saying y'all were doing that. I'm just saying that feels like the same situation, that people not necessarily revert back to sin or to idols or whatever it was like they had, but you might lose some of your hope or lose some of your faith, even though God keeps showing you, hey, if you just follow me, I'll keep making the way, keep making the path straight. But I don't know. That's just what I was thinking about when you were saying that. I'm not saying that y'all were doing that, but that's definitely something that
anybody
reminds
can
me
be
of.
dealing with.
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
just the general public. But
that's good. And I'll give you another verse, one of your favorites, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Did you watch that video I sent you? I seen a video today, and it was saying, like, it's one of the most out of context verses, because when you hear that, you're like, I can take this battle because Christ strengthens me. But I think and don't quote me on this isn't exact, but when Paul wrote this, he was in one of those lowest places. He might have even been in jail. This is Philippians 4:13. But he was, and it might have been on the shipwreck whenever he was going to jail. Not positive on that. But he was in a low place when all this happened. And this isn't, I can do this because Christ is with me. This is, I can bear the hard times because Christ is with me. Because Christ is my strength. I can get through the troubles. And I can make it through when it feels like I'm not doing anything positive. But God is with me. And that meant a lot to me, because it's like, I've always thought about it differently. But if God's always there strengthening us when we don't feel like we're accomplishing nothing but get through to the next day, and it's He's with us.
Well, think about it. It's all things.
Yeah.
All things means good and bad.
Yeah, that's right.
So that means in good and bad I can do because Christ, he strengthens me.
Yeah.
So people are taking that verse out of context. And you're seeing that more in social media where people go, okay, this verse is popular for this reason, but that's not actually what God is saying.
Yeah.
He is saying that in the good, Christ, I can do it because Christ strengthens me. It's easy to get through the good. Even in the bad, I can get through it. The Bible tells you it's not about promises of a lot of good things. It's just a promise that you will get to the end and go to heaven.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself all the time, I'm going through bad stuff, but I wasn't promised to not go through bad stuff.
That's right.
I'm not promised to ever have another happy day on this earth.
Yeah.
And I think if we looked at life that way, when we have the good days, man, we would enjoy them so much more.
Yeah.
But you have the bad days because you're promised bad days.
Yeah. We live in a fallen world.
Yeah, that's not a fun thing. That you can't get up in the pulpit and just say, you're going to have a bad day this week. Just going to go ahead and tell you, be ready. Bad days are coming. And I feel like we've been in that since November, but you can still get through it because of Christ.
Yeah.
At his worst, he died for me.
That's right.
At my worst, I don't have to go on the cross. He went on the cross for me. Why wouldn't I be able to get through it? So yeah, we go through bad stuff, but you just got to remember Christ, he's getting you through it. Jesus gets us through it. And it's not a promise that tomorrow won't be bad either. It's just a promise that you'll get through it. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah. And that's all you want. I don't want the promise of a good tomorrow. I want the promise of a good eternity.
Yeah, that's right.
So you got to look at it.
And too, like when we've been doing the Bible recap, something I think she said it, but something I try to think about is like not necessarily just how can I relate the scripture that I'm reading to my life, but where can I see God in this scripture?
Yeah.
Where can I find him, not apply what I'm reading to me. Really take me out of it. God, just show me who you are in this scripture,
Yeah, that's good.
But,
that's good. Who wants to go next? Who's got a good verse for us?
I guess on the thing it says me. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess mine is Matthew 11:28. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." We approached the month of May as a month to rest.
Yeah.
We didn't take our eyes off the prize. We didn't stop looking at houses. We didn't stop trying to get pregnant. But we rested, and we just took a lot off our plate that didn't have anything to do with that. And kind of the school year wrapping up forces you to do that. It forces you to say, hey, at the end of the month, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So we planned to get rest at the beginning of June, and that was something to look forward to. Just getting away for a little bit, like y'all talked about. Just getting away to Atlanta or getting away to, I can't remember where you said y'all went for this time in 2024, but just being able to get away. So we looked at it as we were weary. School year was long, August to May, grinding 60-hour work weeks most weeks. I probably averaged 50 hours a week, even though I got paid for 35, but that's neither here nor there. And then, and then just, living with your in-laws is tough.
Oh yeah, 13 months. That's a long time.
13 months. So we were weary, and we gave it to God and said, you know what? We're going to find some rest this month and trust that the answers are coming.
Yeah.
And we're going to seek rest where we can. Because if you're not rested, it's very hard to continue to go on.
Yeah.
And even God tells us, you got to rest. You can't just go the rest of your life. You'll fall dead of a heart attack. And you got to have rest. So we were looking at that and going, okay, where can we find rest? We can't find it yet because school's still going on, but we can find it right as school ends. We went when we got away for a weekend, got some couple time. It's good to pour into your marriage. And I think we've been seeing that the last 6 weeks. Pouring into your marriage pours into your walk.
Yep.
If your marriage is strong, your walk is strong. And if your walk is strong, your marriage is strong. There's the two things that kind of tie in together. But that's kind of the whole point of getting married, right?
Yep.
Two Christians becoming one Christian. So the things you're doing together, better Christian. I've always said that people who have good marriages are halfway there to having a good faith walk. Like if you can spend the rest of your life with one person, you're halfway to the battle. So it was a month of just trying to get rest and knowing that summer was coming. We would get answers in the summer, and it wouldn't be a time where I'm just going 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I felt like if I got rest, the answers would come.
Yeah.
So that's where we were at.
Yeah. That's good. I think a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with hard stuff, it's hard to rest. It feels like every time, you go through the loss of a child or something like that, you don't want to rest. You know what I mean? You know you need it, but it's like those thoughts are going to creep up whenever you try to rest. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us battle that. It's like I don't want to rest because I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to be worrying. I'm going to be stressing. I'm going to fall into depression. I'm going to think about all these things, and it's like when you truly rest in God and His promise, there's nothing like it, and we all need it. And it's in a place of healing too. It comes, that you have to have that to get healed from the stuff you go through. And a lot of times, it's easy to go through that, and then you go hang out with your friends. You don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone.
What's the first four letters of restoration?
Rest.
Rest. That's how you get restored. And we're a restoration church.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not saying you got to rest every single week. It's saying that you have to find times to rest in every season.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's getting away for a week. Sometimes just getting away for one day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just finding a way to recharge and being able to attack the next season. And how that looks for everybody is different. For Boyd, it may be a week at Disney. Or actually, no, for John. For John, it's a week at Disney. For Boyd, it's just 5 days getting out of the area and not having to think about tree jobs. For me, it's just not having to worry about my house, having to worry about having to go to doctor's appointments, not having to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, it'll be rest for me.
Yeah.
It may not, it'll be work to do what we got to do, but it's going to be rest for me, not have to think about all the stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. That's good. John, you got a good verse for us?
Yep, mine is Romans 12:10. It's love one another deeply as brothers and sisters. Take the lead in honoring one another. And That's the CSB, and right there in my Bible it says this is part of the ethics for Christianity or believers. And the reason that I chose this verse, thinking back for May of 24 with Wells's birthday party, like I mentioned earlier, we had like a running joke of how many people were going to come, and we had a line set for how many we thought was going to show up. And it seemed like people just kept coming through the gate. Like there was just so many people there, so many families, people that have kids that aren't even Wells's age. They're showing up and showing us that they love us, and to me that's what this verse is saying. Love one another as deeply as your brothers and sisters, and take the lead in honoring one another. If you can love your church family and your friends as deeply as you love your true blood, then it'll show. Or if you can be there for them and they'll show them that you love them, then you'll have relationships like Jesus has called us to have. I remember as a kid, and this is something that me and boys talked about before, but I had a birthday party when I was a kid I was 5 or 6 years old, probably. I wasn't very old, but I had a birthday party at I think it was the YMCA, but it was a pool birthday party, and there wasn't but like 3 people there. Boyd, and maybe one other kid, maybe not even that much, and then our parents, I guess. And I remember, I guess it's a little bit traumatic for me because I remember still feeling so sad in that moment. But seeing the amount of people that came to Wells's party, and it's not like a 1-year-old. She don't even know these people.
Yeah.
I mean, how close can you be at 1 year old? But it wasn't about that. It was about the people that I was close with, the parents and friends and families that have felt love from me. Maybe I've been to one of their birthday parties, and I just felt very happy that. And it wasn't even for her. She had no idea there was 60 people there.
Yeah.
But I felt it in my heart that people loved her and that they were here for her. And not even just her, but me and my family and Julie. And Julie put a lot of time and effort in that party, and it just feels nice to be with loved ones and for them to show up for you. And it's not about gifts. It's not about how many came. It's not about any of that. It's just about people showing up for you when. If it would have been a situation where nobody showed up like they did at my birthday party, I would have felt really bad. I would have felt, even though Wells wouldn't even have known it, that would have triggered me thinking back, like, what am I doing wrong that I don't have a successful birthday party, But just like it says, love one another deeply. It doesn't call us to love one another, a little bit. It says deeply, and I feel like it says deeply for a reason, and it brings up brothers and sisters because typically you love your family like you love nobody else. But
yeah, I'm gonna say a couple things, and I can't wait to get to like normal talks and stuff like that. But like a question for you: do you feel like, and there's no way of you knowing this because you were a child, but do you feel like when you were a kid and we had that birthday party, and I say we had that birthday party, we were there, but I feel like I think it was just me, you, and then your mom and my mom. That's all I remember being there. Do you think that was a product of like your parents? Do you think they were a little more standoffish, didn't have a ton of friends and that's why there wasn't? I mean, I know it wasn't your personality because you were always pretty open and, had friends and stuff at baseball games and stuff comes up. I'm just saying for somebody.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how to.
Because like you said,
I don't remember the details of because it could have, I've thought about that many times. I've always thought about was I supposed to give the cards out at school and then I didn't do that? Or was it the fact that you had to pay for however many people came and we didn't have a ton of money when I was a kid? So was it the fact that maybe we just couldn't afford for a ton of people to come and then just so happened that some of the people that we did invite couldn't make it? Or, it wasn't like we probably invited 100 and 2 came or 1 came. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I definitely.
Well, I will say this: that was my whole point. Is like a testament to who came to Wells's party is because of you. Right. And you could say that verse for other people, but that verse is really for you. Yeah. You take the lead and you show love to other people, and you go to other people's events, and you go and hang out with all these other people, and that's why those people are there to support your kids.
Right?
They love her too, and they're also doing this verse, but it's because of who you are.
Right.
So I think that's a testament to you. And that was kind of my whole point and nothing against your parents. I'm not saying anything wrong against your parents. I'm just saying taking a step back and looking and knowing times were different then,
Right.
And, they had friends at the same time. We were always hanging out, whether it was your dad, my dad, and Scott Tribb and them. But like you said, if that was all the people they really hung out with too, and kids' birthday parties are weird. You never really know. I mean, I don't love going. I hate going to kids' birthday parties, but I know I've been to that birthday party. So I know what kids feel, and I know what people think, and I'm not going to be the reason that nobody showed up.
There's been a lot of birthday
gonna be there, I'm
parties.
gonna be there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of birthday parties where me and Julie have been like, this is like a 13-year-old's birthday party. Our kids are 3 and 2. Why do we need to go to this? And I tell her, I said, this is traumatic for me. I'm showing up. I'm bringing a gift, and I'm going to hang out with them for 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's just
it's part of it.
And it's not even just for the kid; it's for the parents too.
That's right.
That they know that they're at a church that loves them and supports them in everything they do.
Yeah,
not just coming to church on Sunday and Wednesday, but we're friends and family on Saturdays and Tuesdays and whatever day of the week it is.
Yeah,
that's why we went to the one last week. It was to support. It wasn't supporting just a kid. Mm-hmm. It was supporting a family.
Yeah.
And, when you go to a 1-year-old's birthday party, it's not, they're coming there for the parents.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going there to make a core memory for Wells because there won't be one.
Right.
We're going there to make a core memory for John and Julie.
Yeah.
Because there will be one for y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, you still remember. I still remember what I ate before the party. Hot Walk Express. And it was way too hot outside for eating that. And I ate
that today.
I got sick in my stomach just because it was so hot. Ashley got sick at her stomach. So, but that was a fun birthday party.
I remember you showing up with Hot Walk.
It was good too, but it was too hot. I remember we sat outside. There were so many people there.
Yeah.
But the little cookies, man, those were good. Those were some good cookies.
I feel like it's just coming back up. We talked about it at the very beginning and stuff like that, but how important it is like you could have 100 excuses not to go, not to attend, not to reach out, not to go check on. But if there's something in your church family or something, it ain't going to be your church family. If there's one of your friends that's hosting a party and you are awkward and not social, just go. It means so much to the family, and it means so much to you when other people show up. And that's really what makes a lot of our church who they are. They show up. We go to hospital visits. We go and check on people. We try to go to birthday parties. And a lot of times we overextend ourselves. But we want people to know that we care about them, and we want people to care about us. I mean, that's a lot of what our friend group is, being there for each other. You know what I mean? And starting that core is how I feel like a lot of the church is able to branch out and do it too. I feel like that core, we're going to be there has showed up for other people to also step up and make that decision too. So that's great. Really good verse. I think it all tied in well. That no matter what we go through, God's always fighting for us. He's got everything in His hands, and everything matters. Everything that we do. So, John, you want to close us out in prayer?
Yeah. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for the blessing it was to be on another episode of the podcast. Lord, I pray that you would just use this platform we had, use us as vessels, Lord, that we can just reach more people for your kingdom, Lord. I pray that people would hear this and just want to have the urge to grow closer to you, Lord. I pray that we would use this platform, that we would be able to grow closer to you ourselves, Lord, and just continue to live in the will that you have for our lives, Lord. I pray that you would keep us safe, Lord. I pray that you would be with Baylor and the things he's walking through right now, Lord. Be with Ashley and Alex as they continue to take him to doctor visits, Lord, and be with the doctors that they, prepare to have his surgeries, Lord, and prepare Bailey for those surgeries as well. I pray that you would just keep a hedge of protection over that family, Lord, and them, and just we love them, Lord. We love you for everything that you're doing in our lives, Lord. I pray that you would just continue to keep us safe and keep us safe as we travel for the wedding this weekend, Lord, and just be with our viewers and listeners, Lord, that they would just continue to strive to be more like you, Lord. And we love you, and everything we say and do would bring honor to your name. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Don't forget to listen, subscribe, share, all the things. Comment, email us, whatever you got.
Whatever you got.
SCP. What is the email?
Yeah.
JohnClements@gmail.com.
The smallchurchpodcast@gmail.com. Email prayer requests or any comments or thoughts or anything like that. So thank you for listening to the Small Church Podcast.